Welcome to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage. Today we're going to be having a look at VECHAIN. This is going to be a lower time frame video. We do have a higher time frame video linked up above, so check that out if that's more what you're interested in. This will give you more context over the waves we're going to be discussing here and a couple of the higher time frame counts I'm following. Okay, so let's get into the charts and see what's going on. Okay, before we jump into that, I just want to pull up two ideas. So one of them is that this whole move here could be A, B, and then we're looking for the C wave to the upside. So we do have some target areas here, which would be lower down, this 2891 to this 2402. As well as that, we do have a rare C wave target, which would actually align with coming back into the top end of this channel towards this 04699. Now we need to be careful because as long as we actually stay within this channel, there is the potential that we could see continuation to the downside. And what we could actually see playing out here is that potentially what we could be looking for rather is the idea that we could be looking for continuation to the downside, where either this is becoming an A, a B, and we get a C to the downside, or alternatively, we could also argue that we could be looking at this like this, where this is our A wave, our B wave, and our C wave, treating this as a triangle. So we go over more of these ideas in the higher time frame videos. Check that out if you want more information. So let's talk about this lower time frame counter over here. So I'm actually just going to come in here onto the hourly, and we were talking about the possibility of looking to break out here. In the last video we had a couple of target areas called out, which was this higher area here, this 2103 to this 2059, and we have actually come up there and we have swept the weekly naked point of control in there. So we have also taken out these targets that we have over here. So now what I'm looking for within this count is that potentially what we could be looking for is this in two ways. So we could argue that this is 1, 2, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here, and we still have a fourth wave. Now, if we are still looking for this as a fourth wave, what we need to do is hold this zone of this 1839 to this 1688 region. Invalidation of this comes by crossing 1642. Now, if we are looking for this idea of having an additional push up here one more time, what we could be looking for is a potential to move up towards this 02395 to this 02225 region. So if we do see price actually hold this level, come back possibly even a little bit deeper into this previous fourth wave area here, this 1760, but technically speaking it's done enough coming down into this 236. So if we do see price actually start to push back to the upside here in 5 waves, potentially we could be looking for this target. I would, however, still be looking out for the potential of forming a double top here, because of where we're sitting within this previous structure here. Possibly could look to actually not reach this higher target, but we'll have to see, because we still have a target box up in this level, which is sitting here towards this zone of this 0288 to this 02248 region. So still looking at this as a fourth wave. Now, if we are looking at this as a fourth wave, the way that we would be looking at this is effectively that within this structure, what we could have is this is a ABC for W, this is an X wave here, another A, B, and a C. Now, if this is the case and we are completed here, I'd want to hold this low that we've set here. Potentially, we could argue there could be another drop down here, and we could look to test this lower region. If this becomes something like W, X, Y, X, and then we get another 3-wave move to the downside, then we could possibly look to move down into one of these lower target boxes. Now, what we need to be careful of is in this 5th wave idea to the upside, we need to be cautious of this potential rejection box here at this 02052 to this 0157 region as a possible B wave, where we could then still see a C wave to the downside. So the key thing here, if we're looking for this idea of this 5th wave, is to complete this move here and then break back out of this range here, so we can look for this higher target, and we would want to see clean 5-wave structure to the upside, looking for this area. Now, if we fail to achieve this, we could just get an A, B, and a C to the downside, where we could actually look to break lower. Technically speaking, it wouldn't invalidate this, but by the stage that we actually get into this zone in this way, it becomes less likely that this corrective move is actually still a fourth wave, and would make more sense that rather what we have playing out here is that we've already completed into this high, and what we're looking at here effectively is this is an A, this is a B, this is our C wave to the downside. Now, our typical zone for support would be between this 382 at this 1698 to this 786 at this 1439. If we do look to maintain this zone, particularly this golden pocket is looking interesting here at this 1541 and this 1521. potentially we could then see reversal to the upside here, looking for a C wave, in which case we'd be looking for this 02322 region as our 1-to-1 if this is just going to be a corrective move. But if we're looking for that idea of that bigger breakout, where we're actually looking for that idea of a flat correction here, what we'd be looking for rather would be this 2991 area as a possible third wave. Now, if we do see price do this, where we actually get a move up here, we come back down, find support, and then we see a move up towards this 1618. Potentially, this could align with that idea of getting an additional fourth and a fifth wave, in which case what our target would actually be higher up here. And I'm just going to measure this arch here quickly around this zone of this 3488 to this 3171. So this would be a very interesting zone, because this would be looking to actually bring us back up into this high over here. So going to be keeping an eye on this. If we do continue to hold this low, so this is invalidated by effectively losing this low point that we have here at this 1318. But as long as we hold that, we do have potential that we could see this price actually move to the upside after a small reset here, and then looking for that continuation to the upside. So going to be keeping an eye on that for that upside potential. But we need to just be aware there is still the potential that we could actually see price look to break down here. So because of the fact that you know, there's many ways that we can read this current move that we have to the downside here, and if we are looking at this move to the upside, we could potentially still argue we have something like this as a ABC. This is an X wave, and then another move here. Or alternatively, what we could say is that, you know, what we have here is just A, B, and then this whole move is a C wave. Don't really like looking at it like that, but just being cautious of that fact. If we look to break down here, we need to just be careful that we aren't getting something impulsive. Now, because of the way the structure is formed in the upper end of this is looking like a diagonal to me. And the way that I'm looking at this is that effectively this is a 1, 2, this would be our third wave, fourth, and a fifth as a contracting diagonal here. Now, if this is the case, effectively what we could have is that this could be 1, 2, and then we could have a series of 1s and 2s here. So invalidation of this would come by crossing this 1976, but for as long as we actually remain below that, just being cautious that if we do see this as 1, move up here for 2, fail to break back above this 1937, and then look to continue to break down towards this 01644. Potentially we could be setting up for a 5-wave drop. What we'd be looking for then would be this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which could look to push us down towards this 1621 to this 1587. And then from there we'd have to be careful, because if we do see this blue wave count play out, need to be careful of 3-wave structure back up to the previous 4th, which could align with this continuation to the downside, looking to push us back into this central channel line. Now, this wouldn't really fit into that idea anymore if we get something like this, that you know, we're going to be looking for that flat, that C wave up. It would be more likely then that we're actually looking for this as an ABC, and we're going to see that direct play to the downside that we went over in the beginning of the video, where we could look at this as A, B, and then look for that C wave to the downside. So just need to be careful. If we start to form this impulse down here, this could then become an A, we get a B and a C, and then we could technically still be in a corrective move here where we push up one more time, but we just need to be careful at that point that it doesn't become something much more impulsive to the downside. So going to be keeping an eye on some of these lower levels here. Need to keep an eye on this 01644. If we break down directly to this level, we need to be on the lookout that we aren't getting these extensions down here. Having a look at the daily CPR, we can see that we are currently below these central lines here. And for as long as we are below these, we need to be careful, because we could see price actually react to the downside, looking to target out 1785, 1737, 1643, and this lower range of this 1592. Alternatively, if we do see price manage to break back above these, we could actually look to retest some of these higher pivot points, this 1929, this 2023, this 2076, and this higher area here of this 2168. So that would align with the idea of looking to actually see price looking to break to the upside again for that 5th wave. Alternatively, if we are looking for continuation down, we do have these lower targets here. Now moving on to the weekly here, what we can see is that we actually came up into these, we lost these, came into this R1 line here at this 1824, and now we are finding temporary support on this. If we continue to hold this, we could see price actually look to come back up and retest these levels. This could actually give us a rejection area between this 2008 and this area here of this 1947. Alternatively, if we just look to break down directly, what we could actually see is price be gravitated towards this R2 line here at this 1607. We have the R3 line down here at this 1456 as also a potential target. Now, if we do see price look to reverse back to the upside here, and we start to break back above these, gain this as support again, what we could actually see is price be gravitated towards this 2192. We have this 23338. And this 2562 as potential target areas to the upside. But we need to overcome these central CPR lines if we are looking for those targets overhead. Now, the monthly, we can see that we've actually just broken down into these. Now, potentially, I would be interested in this lower level here of the 1774. If we do come back down into the central line one more time here, and then potentially there's something within here that isn't quite completed as a corrective move, what we could see is a retest of this line. Alternatively, if we do break down deeper here, we do have this 1681 as a possible target area to the downside, as well as this R1 here of this 1512. Deeper corrective targets could be this 1052 and this 0785. Now, price doesn't have to reach these. They are just potential pivot points. If we do, however, manage to reclaim this line here, potentially what we could see is price be gravitated back to the upside here, which would be this 2233, which would align with that idea of that fifth wave, as well as that we do have higher targets here of this 2502 and this area here of this 2964 that we could see price actually look to gravitate towards during this month. So I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description, you'll find a link to Discord. Come check it out. It's free to join. Everyone have a great day. See you in the next one. Take care.